Praise Lord, Saints. This is Elder Adrian Heyman. And you may wonder, well, why is Elder Heyman doing a taping out here at night? This is actually outside the pharmacy at Kaiser, just making sure I pick up the pharmacy medicines, because I do know that by Monday, some of the people are supposed to be going out on strike. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my medication or not, so I'm kind of stocking up now. But I also thought that instead of trying to wait till later to get this taped up, I better do this one here. And actually, this is not something bad. This is actually something good. And it involves touching. Yeah, just touching. With all the things that have been going forth between my wife and I, or with my wife and I, making sure that she's okay, running back to her if anything's going wrong. I'm trying to rush to get there. This is one of the things that keeps me going. One of the things that keeps me, I'll be there, and I'm glad I'm there. It's the touching. And the key is that she wants to hold my hand. She wants to hold my hand. She's in bed. We both were in one bedroom. The bedroom is not that big, but it's enough for not too full size or too queen size, but definitely two twins, and I'm okay with that. She sleeps on the hospital bed. I sleep on whatever you call it, but it's enough for me to get in there and go to sleep. It's fine. Then there's a rocking chair in the middle. Not sure who put it there. I think it's what Chris put it in there. But it's definitely very helpful. Before I had a chair that essentially, my aunt gave it to me, and it was actually a good chair, but it was getting hard to sit in just because it was hard. It wasn't made for continual use, and at a certain time it wore itself out. So, but have a more robust chair. And the chair is important because I can put it next to the bed, and she reaches for my hand. She looks at it, she reaches for my hand, and I'm holding her hand. The TV is pointing towards the other side of the bed, so we're both watching it. And sometimes if she can't get my hand to reach for my leg or my knee, she puts her hand on the leg or knee. She just wants to know that I'm there. She wants to know that I'm there. And after all that we went through, marriage, raising my son, and of course, change of life, of course, and all the things that we've been through, including the medical challenges that she's had to endure. After she reaches for my hand and she holds the hand, she lets it go, then she brings it back, and she lets it go, then she puts her hand back in. Now, I'm definitely okay with that. If I'm just resting, then she can do it as long as she wants. But usually she does that because she wants to know that I'm there, because if I'm there, she knows that she doesn't need any sleep aid to go to sleep. She knows that I'm there. I'm going to keep her. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to make sure everything's okay with her. And whether that's true or not, I believe that's what she feels. And it hardens me. And it humbles me. Because I know I have a great responsibility. But I do the best I can. I'm getting better as time goes on. learning different things about her. Sometimes something new comes up. I have to kind of plan for that. A little while ago, her left lobe, her lower left lobe in her lung was infected with something, and they gave her antibiotics. She stayed a night in the hospital. She was actually admitted, but she only stayed that night. Then the following day, after she had dialysis at the hospital, she went home. And of course, that was some more complication, because then, didn't realize it, but I actually was talking to one of the nurses that came for home health, because when you leave the hospital with her, they assign some home health professionals to come by and see how she's doing. And so I told her about the much higher than normal blood sugar counts. And she told me, and I didn't hear this from anyone else, but I heard it from her. They didn't tell you that steroids and antibiotics raise the blood sugar level. So it may stay up there for a while, but once it gets out of her system, the blood sugar level will go lower. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. I learned something else. But these are things I'm thinking about as I'm holding her hand. And then when we go to dialysis, because I'm there with her, because there are times where she will get antsy, because I know there's these two things that are bothering her with pain. Before she had, she was in the hospital, it was twice, once in Florida and once here, where she developed a bed sore in the very back. And of course, those can be quite painful. Thank God she hasn't had any bed sores at home, because she tends to turn over. And I encourage her to do that, but I have to be careful, because she's turning over on her stroke arm, and I don't want that to be damaged as well. But the key here is I've been learning over the last 2 weeks. I've noticed something. All this time, because we thought we had a rhythm, she's a little bit sleepy by the time she gets to dialysis. She has dialysis for 4 hours, not counting the setup and not counting the taking out of the needles and then making sure her blood clots before I take her home. But there's something that I noticed, because what I used to do is that when she starts to get louder and louder because everyone would hear her, and I didn't want anyone to hear her. I know she's in pain, but because there's this other guy who's also in pain. She says, yes. He says, no. I'm like, oh, Lord. So, and I know it sounds crazy, and then I don't want to get upset because I think the guy is, and maybe he's just saying something, I don't know. But anyway, what I've noticed is this. When she begins to raise her voice because of pain, either in the back because it's sensitive, even though she doesn't have a bed sore, it's sensitive back there. I know it hurts. Or the actual drawing of the liquid, of the fluid from her body while in dialysis. Because you have to understand, dialysis does what we would normally do when we go to the bathroom. We take it for granted. She can't. There's no other way for her to dispose of the excess fluid except through dialysis. I'll wait for that to stop. Let's stop. There it goes. Good. So, what I've noticed that what she does is when she begins to say that, and she'll say it if I'm not right next to her. I may be in a chair trying to be comfortable, maybe 20 feet away or so, not that far. When they let me sit in the recliners because there's not that many people in the section, that she's in. But again, she may start, but if she doesn't see me, doesn't know I'm really near, she'll get into starting to get louder and louder. And then when I come there, she'll look at me, and I have my arms on the side of her chair, and she'll reach for my arm. She'll touch my arm. Then she'll bring it back. Then she'll touch my arm again, and she'll bring it back. Then she'll touch my arm again, and she'll bring it back. And I've noticed that during that time, she's not crying out. She's not hollering. She's not even whimpering. She just looks and she grabs the arm. And then there are times where she'll even close her eyes. Then I wait for a little bit. Then I go back to my chair, wait for maybe another 10 minutes. She'll notice I'm not there, and then she'll start doing it again. But at least it's not constant. But she just wants to know that I'm there. She touches. She touches to know that I'm there. And I began to think about that. And sometimes we want to touch from God. We don't know where he is, although he's around us. We can't feel him, although he's as close as your heart. But we don't really get to feel his presence. So we ask him to touch. Give us a touch. And that's all that suffices. Lord, if you give me a touch, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm there. Just touch. So as I'm thinking about what I do with her, and I do believe that she trusts me, that I'm not going to leave her, I'm not going to abandon her, that I'm going to be there to take care of her, to help her, to protect her. And it's that same way that we feel towards God, that he's going to be there to keep us, to watch over us, to help us, to protect us. But sometimes we just want to feel him. So we cry out, Lord, like my wife cries out. We cry out, Lord, where are you? Lord, where are you? And as I may think, I'm just right here. I'm on the other bed. I'm on the chair. I'm here. But I don't see you. Maybe you're there, but I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want to know that it's you. And sometimes, saints, we want to know that it's Jesus. That he still has us. That he's there with us. I can see why Jesus talked in parables relating things that are natural to things that are spiritual. Because these are the ways we begin to really understand his relationship with us. And I'm not saying this to pump myself up or to think I'm the best person. No, I need Christ as much as anyone else, maybe more. But it's during times like that where I can see that she really does care, she really does love me, and I will do anything in the world for her. Just because of those moments. Just because she does that. And don't you know that when you cry out to God and you reach out to touch him, and he loves that. He really does love that. And he ends up doing anything and everything to make sure that you're taken care of. And he's better than me. He can do everything. I can't. And so, there's a lesson in there. And I'm understanding it, both physical and spiritual. I just thank God that He's allowed me to learn those things. And I thought I just would share this with you. This is part of my transparency thing. I'll share more things about us, our lives, ourselves. Again, not to put us on a pedestal or to get anyone's pity, but just to share. So maybe someone who's going through something similar may know that God has not left you. He has not abandoned you. You're crying out. He's already there hearing you. Just know it, understand it, and rejoice in it. I better go and get our food because I was supposed to swing by the hospital, then get the food, and then treat my wife to dinner, and then she'll pass out. She's probably already passed out, but anyway. And don't worry, there's somebody at home. Chris is watching over her. So take care. Love you guys. And be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. In Jesus' name, God bless you.